it's not going to work. Negative is like I said, positive is always going to beat negative. So, you know, even with coming up with this right here, I feel like this is going to be a big empire, man, because you have to move on this. You have to. There's nothing else to do out there but be positive. Not perfect. I'm not saying perfect, but striving to be positive and do better things with yourself. Because it's either, look at all we just finished talking about this on the way in the car. Look at all the artists that's coming out now, right? The young artists that become relevant. Yeah. But they didn't make it to their peak yet and they die or go to jail. Because why?
Saying something.
Right, that's actually saying something and that bad thing happens to them. Why? Because of the energy that you're putting out there, the people that you're around. What I don't understand is if you're in a position to make $1 million and be $1 million man, right? Why are you still in the same situation that you was in when back in the days in the streets? Why are you doing that? It's not. So isn't the purpose to get out of the hood and get right, not to stay in the hood? It's because people got something to prove. And I'm not saying that I don't have nothing against my drill rappers. I don't have nothing against my street dudes, because I was a street dude. But what I'm saying is we got to switch up the format somehow. You understand what I'm saying? And do things a little better. Choose a different path. Do something different in your life to make your life better. Especially if you got kids. Like, I don't understand. Y'all dudes running around with kids and y'all still on DVDs talking about blah, blah, and I'm gonna kill my
on Jamaica Avenue doing the same thing you were doing back in 1990.
And the crazy thing is, if you're really active like that and you're in the field,
you're not out there talking it like that.
And somebody will kill you with your kid. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will kill you with your kid. So a lot of times when I'm presenting myself to the public, I do think about that. Yo, I'm gonna have to walk down the street with my kid. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to be on guard with my kid. So, you know, those are things to think about. But I also think that we do not, how we communicate masculinity, how we validate masculinity. And there was a limited scope for black males to project masculinity, right? So it's either you a rapper, you an athlete, or you a gangster, right? We didn't look at scientists as masculine, right? We didn't even look at, say, a writer as somebody that's like masculine. So it was important for me as an author to be in the street around my people, talking to my people, talking to young cats. When they say gang, gang, I say, nah, brother, it's king, king. Say king, say king when you address me. You know what I'm saying? And just changing the narrative. So it's a big duty that falls on us older cats, because they're looking at us, and you know, dudes be like, yo, the young dudes don't respect me. Right. Well, you got to be something to be respected.
Hell
You know what I mean? Because I don't have that problem with young people. Like, you know what I mean? My kids is the one that give me a hard time. The young dudes in the street, I be telling my kids, like, nigga, you don't even know how cool I really am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lit outside the house. Outside the house, I'm lit, man. That's an issue I want to talk about. Why your kids don't think you lit, man? Us 90s parents, we the best parents, man. If you was born anytime after 76, you was born with hip hop, yo. We was born with hip hop. If you 15, 16 years old and I'm talking to you and your mother is like 40 something, she lit. She used to listen to Wu-Tang. Let's give it up for everybody now. Give it up for everybody now. Respect your mom. You know she was in the ice cream video.
On Jamaica Avenue.
That's a fact, man.
100%.
Yo, real quick too, man.
I got a question.
You got a question? Go ahead, man. Give me a question. You've been quiet, man.
I know I've been quiet all day because I'm waiting for your shit. You know? Anyway, when did you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to put this book out now? Because you know a lot of people that you could be writing the book and never put it out because they don't know the first step.
I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you said that. Because can I tell you something? A lot of people be like, yo, I wrote my book because I'm gonna tell you some real shit. You know, I wrote my book. I was always like a street nerd nigga. You know the nigga that he be on the block, he do what you do, but he read a bunch of books and be on some conscious shit. That's always me. So my brother went to jail, right? So when my brother went to jail, I'm in the spot, kind of like holding down the spot where he get locked up. So when he came home with all these hood books. So I never read a hood book. The whole closest thing I read to a hood book was Man, Child in the Promised Land and the autobiography of Malcolm X. So when I read them shits was like comic books to me. I was like, this is what they feeding our people? He was like, yeah. I said, yeah? I said, watch this. And I pulled out a notebook and I started writing. You know what I'm saying? Now, before that, I had got published by David Dinkins when I was like in the 6th grade. So I had always wrote like all this deep poetry and shit like that. And niggas was like, niggas was like, yo, you too deep, man. You know, you a space god. So I had stopped writing and kind of got into raps. But my raps was too spacey. You know what I'm saying? So,
yo, it's funny because this dude, like, I'll be on the Ave going crazy, freestyling, battling somebody, and then, like, at the end, when everybody's kind of gone, he's like, Q, but, you know, I spit a little bit too, but I don't really spit like that, man. Let me drop something for you real quick. And he'll spit some shit, though. And I'm like, yo, you good, man. You all right? You cool, man. But, I ain't even offer you. You want something to drink, brother?
I drink soda, man. I don't drink
soda.
I don't drink alcohol, yo.
Good, positive.
You really positive. So you really positive.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but I like medicated edibles. I like medicated
Can't
THC infused edibles.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Also,
when I
my
do
guy,
eat THC
Yes,
infused
please show
edibles,
the
my guy got some joints right here, the edibles,
this
man.
is my favorite company. It's my favorite company to eat edibles from. Delicious.
These look good. I don't smoke weed. I ain't into all
Me
this
neither,
shit,
but
but
we
it look
gonna
good.
try. I'm gonna make you
It look
try.
good.
I'm gonna make you try because I'm gonna try one too.
So it's here for y'all. You know,
Yes.
anybody want some of these, we gonna hit my guy up, man. You hit me up in the DM and I'll hit him up. If you in the area, you can go check him for that. You know what I'm talking about? And that's how we gonna do that.
What made me want to sell the book and stuff like that is because I knew off the rip I knew I wasn't going to get a publishing deal. I was like the shit that I tried to get a record deal already. So I know the hell you go through trying to get a record deal.
Yeah,
So a publishing deal, I'm like, I'm not even going to try to get a publishing deal. I'm going to hit the streets and sell my shit myself. That's all.
That's the best way to go.
It's the best way to go. And I just made sure I printed enough so that my flip would be, the math would work out. And I just hit the streets and sold it myself. The day that I started selling my book, I had broke up with my daughter's moms. I had nowhere to live, and it was a blizzard. And I just had a suitcase full of books, no clothes. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna sell these books, yo. I sold 30 books under an awning in the snow, with this normal. So then I was like, okay, you know, God must want me to do this.
Yeah.
Then one time, this is one of my greatest book selling stories. One time I sold a book with no voice. Like I needed the money so bad. My voice was shot from hosting events the night before. Right. I took a sign. I wrote on the sign, yo, look, I lost my voice, but I'm a self-published author. Please buy my book. And I was stopping people, yo, and I'm on the Ave, like, you know, so I'm dealing with niggas like, yo, fuck is wrong? I'm like, yo.
Right. They thinking it's a scam and shit.
Yo, and I made money that day. I was like, I just looked at myself and say, wow, man, like, you could do this.
Speaking of that, I remember one time, and this was before I knew that he was an actor, like as far as like a comedian and all of that, right? He was like, yo, Q, man, yo, I know you're doing your thing and shit, man. I'm doing this show at I think it was Tavern Lounge.
Yeah.
Yo, when I tell you the Tavern Lounge, it's a little spot, but it was jumping. Yeah, actually, it's on the train station.
Yeah.
We had that shit jumping, man.
Yeah,
What happened? That night was crazy.
We went crazy. That's when I knew how much energy he had. I always knew he had great energy, but that's when I knew you had energy to host. Tell you the truth. That's why when you told me about this, I was like, yeah, you could do this. Because all the time, you know, like, I'm calm now, but they used to call me the Turn Up King. So that was the first time. That's the first time that I had a chance to relax on stage, because having him there was like having another me. Like, he was so exciting, energetic. I think the nigga fell off stage. And he fell down. He said something. He was like, if I fall down, I'm going to keep rapping. And he was hopping like this. On the floor with the mic in his hand.
Yo, he said I fell off the stage. I don't even remember that.
This was crazy.
Wait, you talking about Tavern Lounge, or you talking about the other one where...
Oh, you fell off twice?
I don't know, it's all
I'm
a blur.
saying,
once I saw it, fuck with you.
He said it was all a blur.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, but let me explain that.
I just know when I had to put that black and gold shirt on, that man up shirt, I had to go crazy.
No, I do have an explanation for off the stage.
No, I want to hear that.
It wasn't. Listen, what I'm saying
is,
off
the stage.
Alright, so this is the one that I remember.
Oh, so
I was performing at the spot in Brooklyn, and I was trying to jump onto the speaker. See me, I'm not just I'm a street dude, and I'm rapping. I'm trying to rap. I'm trying to perform.
Yeah, but he's Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott level performance.
A performance is not you just having a mic and rapping, right? Yeah. So I tried to jump on the speaker. I was already on the stage, but then the speaker, there was a speaker that was probably about this height. I tried to jump onto it and I fell, but I didn't fall all the way. I caught it with my knee and got up and I started going crazy. And some people after the show, I asked them, yo, you seen that? They didn't even see it. So I was like, okay, you good.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's all about performing. Right. No matter what happens when you fall, you gotta get up, right?
Yeah.
Positive always beats the negative. Yeah. So me falling was a little negative, but I brought the positive in and kept it going instead of boo-hooing about it.
Which is what you do.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Cut the music, I fell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, every Sunday we got the shenanigans, man. What you think about the shenanigans thing that we got going on, man?
Nah, that shit is funny, man. I think, I like it.
Yeah,
I think he need to talk more. He need to talk more.
I'm about to
Keep
attack
quiet.
Talk more.
You quiet.
That's him.
Everyone want to know why you
You know
quiet.
what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's what he's doing it now. He's smoking up all the shit. Soon I'm not gonna have this lighter over here. That's gonna be his.
I got a lighter. Listen.
Oh, them quiet niggas. You gotta watch these quiet
You
niggas.
gotta watch out.
The quiet nigga brown. You gotta watch it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we came up with that shit. Because I'm like, yo. But what people don't understand is that these are real situations that's going on here. Don't think it's some fake set up shit. It's real. But then, of course, you know, it's a little joke in it because at the end of the day, I know my guy ain't gonna take it personal. There was one time I really thought you was taking it personal, bro. And I was like, yo, come on, bro. I know you're not doing that with me. I know you're not doing that.
I probably was thinking of some next shit.
I don't know. I'd be careful with that taking it personal shit because the time you were sleeping in the car, you never know what could happen.
Oh, you just full stories about Q. Hello, you just full stories.
No, that's the one that's on the joint. I felt we was driving out here, coming out here from North Carolina, and I fall asleep and I wake up and I smell shit. What? Why are you smoking up all my shit? First of all, you got all my lighters. Then now while I'm asleep, you're smoking. Now I got one cigarette left, or one Black and Mild left,
It's
and I had
better when
5.
it's not yours. It's always better when it's
So I can't have nothing around this
It's
dude.
always better.
Yes, thank you, T.
That's why.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yo, you know what? See,
Why you think why you think my Black and Milds is over here on this
I
side?
applaud you stealing the Black and Mild.
Let's
You
put it
need to
over
continue.
here. Let's put it over
This
here.
nigga's Black and
That was
Let's put it over
good.
here.
Stop.
Let's put it over here.
See, that's what it is. They trying to get me to stop smoking, so now they want to put my Black and Milds next to him.
Yes.
Nah, you see, I have my shit set up over there. I know what time it is.
Yo, can I ask y'all a wild question? This is
that?
kind of random, but because you're here and your name is Brooklyn, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel? Did you hear about what happened to that sister in Brooklyn?
No, please.
There was a young lady in
the
Brooklyn,
store.
Not in Brooklyn, in Harlem.
The store thing?
Yeah, that was a
store?
Harlem. Matter of fact, she
I
went
just heard about
to the liquor store to buy a bottle of wine.
Oh, and someone shot her.
No, 3 young dudes came in behind her. One dude was like, yo, can I buy the bottle for you? You know how you flirt with a chick sometimes, like, I'll buy that bottle for you. She said, nah, I'm good, I'll buy it myself. However the situation happened, it ended up with them jumping her, yo.
What?
Yeah, jumping her like a man, too. Like, they bit her face when they said the dude tried to bite her eye out.
That's what my brother-in-law was talking about.
Yeah.
I heard about it. I didn't see it yet, but my brother-in-law last night was telling me about this, and I was like, are you serious? And he showed it to me. Now, when he told me about it, I was just like, oh, some regular shit. This is Brooklyn. This is New York. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's not Brooklyn.
No,
That's
but
Harlem shit.
when I actually saw the video, bro, my heart just melted because it's like, okay, first, number one, she did not want you to buy the bottle
From the beginning, right?
Okay. So now after that, you decide to get mad at her because she didn't want you to buy the bottle instead of moving on to the next chick that you're trying to fuck. Excuse my language, but this is what it really is. You're trying to buy a bottle for her so you can get a number, right? Am I right or wrong? So now, you couldn't think for a second like it's millions of females. So you decide to wait till she get outside and y'all beat her up like she's a dude. And even if it was a dude, you're doing it for no reason.
Exactly.
So I have no shame in my game right now. I don't care who you are. I don't even know you. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. That shit is just some sucker shit.
Yeah.
This is serious right now. Fuck all the jokes in the games. I'm tired of the sucker shit. Sucker shit is whack. You beat up a girl and you bit her, you're a bitch.
Men need to realize if we shut you down from Jump Street, that's what it is. Just take it and keep it moving. This is New York City. Like, there's mad 100%. Bitches in New York. Like, come on now. 100%. Like, to do all that, you're gonna go to jail behind what?
Because you know what it is. And you know that goes back to another side because niggas is walking
it's how they're
mental
raised.
problems.
No, it's how they're raised. There's a lot
of
of mental problems, but it's how they're raised too.
Right.
Niggas nowadays, the younger generation, have no fucking respect.
You right.
At all.
You right.
You shut them
no
down
respect
and
all.
they go flip mode squad. Like,
Now, let me tell you something. You know what you could have did? If that was me, and she denied me on that, if I really wanted to do it, what I would have did was, you said no, but guess what? I'm gonna put that money down on the table right there, and that guy gonna take it, and then that's it.
I respect that.
I would have did that.
I respect that.
What?
You understand what I'm saying? You could have did that. Now you running around. You on the run. Did he get locked up?
Not yet.
So you didn't get locked up. So you still running around out there.
Basically.
You still running around out there. But I don't care about. I don't wish bad luck on nobody. I don't wish jail or none of that on nobody.
This is the problem too. I mean, people are gonna probably come at me.
I do. I wish everything on it. Because sometimes we be saying that. Like, for a long time I said that. Yo, I don't wish jail on nobody.
I don't wish jail on nobody.
But some niggas need to be behind it.
Some people are you're beneath humane. You're beneath humane if you can bite an innocent woman that looks like you, that's from your culture.
Exactly.
You know, that Chinese and Japanese, they're not doing that to their people.
Thank you.
Jewish people are not doing that to their people.
They support each other.
And the reason why I would feel like somebody does belong in prison or that I would want them to be locked up is because we got self-defense laws in New York that's fucked up.
Right.
And a lot of times, one of my biggest dilemmas is I'm like, Dad, you know, he's wrong. If I was to kill him, I would still go to jail, and this nigga's wrong. Like, that's one of my main reasons for wanting to move out of New York. Like, as soon as my business right, I just want to go to a state where I can carry so that I can kill you legally and just live my life. Because it's like, yo, you got so many people out here that you're a terrorist to our community. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a gang, you know, you're a young dude, you're an old dude, and you standing on the corner, and I got to worry about my wife walking home from work. Because you stand on the corner, that's whack. Because you know, in my corner days, I was the dude that carried the lady's bag upstairs. You know, I'll tell y'all a quick story. I used to live on 183rd and Davidson in the Bronx. We used to sell crack there. We had an older lady used to call the police on every fucking body. Every time that lady came home from work, I say, yo, do you need help with your bags? When she came home from work, I see her come up the block. I'm like, yo, don't smoke. Just put your blood down for a second. I have everybody put their blood down and I open the door for her while she go in. She never called the police on me though. One time I was in the hallway and they grabbed me up for trespassing, so they about to check me. I have my cracks in my crotch, so I know once they really check me, they gonna find it. She comes into the hallway and goes, what's wrong with you? I go, what are you talking? She goes, what's wrong with you? She goes, that's my nephew. He's always coming up here to visit me. What's the problem, officer? He goes, this is your nephew? She goes, yes, it's my nephew. Come inside. Pops me upside the head, brings me inside her crib. Sat down. She said, you know, you're different from the rest of them guys.
Wow.
That's why I don't call the police on you. Wow. You want something to eat? Huh? I don't know where she's at, but for the rest of my time on that block, that was a place I could go get a warm meal.
Right.
Some days she would look out the window like, yo, come inside for a second. Come in, like when it's hot, she be like, yo, come inside, hang out in her crib. So how we treat our community, we supposed to be champions of our community.
Exactly.
The worst feeling is I gotta worry about the police and I gotta worry about your ass.
Yeah.
So then why should I separate you from the police? Why should I want a different outcome for you than I would want for the police officer that would bust my son's head? I want the same outcome for you too. It's unfortunate, but it's real. All these people are not black. You know, sometimes we get caught up in the idea, yo, we all brothers and sisters. We're not all brothers and sisters because we don't all think alike.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are really destructive. You know what I mean? Even you, Q, in the height of your negativity, you was able to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? You were still able to have a conversation. Yo, let's do and we can fix this shit. You know what I'm saying? Some people are beyond fixing. There's something called cannon fodder. You ever play chess?
I'm not a chess person.
Yeah, right. So you know the pawns, right? You have pawns. You have pawns. You cannot be so egotistical to think that I'm as smart as you. That I think all them deep thoughts that you fucking think. I might literally get up and think about chicken wings, fucking bitches, and doing dumb shit. And maybe I might need to fucking be eradicated. You know what I'm saying? It hurts, but it's truth. You know.
They were talking about that, like I was saying, they were talking about how many people was walking the streets, not just New York, everywhere, every inner city, Chicago, that's not diagnosed with mental problems. Right. You know what I mean? So, just like the lady, who, what if one of them, the one who bit her, obviously, what if that rejection was the shit to make him snap because he had mental problems.
And for me, a part of that goes back to how we communicate masculinity, because we have such a limited spectrum to communicate masculinity, brothers will not. I just got to a point where I have like male friends that tell me, yo, you all right? Me and Q, we just got to the point where we talk about our kids. We never talk about our kids. We might say, yo, I'm going through something, you know, my car, you know, I had an issue with my car, so I had to get my car fixed. And then, you know, me and my lady going through this, and I don't know what to do with this. Those are mature, manly conversations. You can call your brother and say, yo, you know what? I'm feeling depressed. Or some people are suffer from rage. I'm going through a rage moment right now. What do I do? How do I deal with it? We don't have that. So, and then in our community, when a dude is retarded, yo, that nigga, wow, son, that nigga, yo, I like that. That nigga,
you know that is
nigga put it in. That nigga get it in.
There's not a lot of support in the black community, though.
Hmm?
That's the problem. There's not a lot of support in the black community.
Right.
Especially when it comes to mental health, black on black crime. There's not a lot of support. It's like we're just thrown out there like the wolves, and we have to defend for ourselves. You see how when white people have problems, they have somewhere for them to go.
Right.
Where do black people go? And without the stigma on top of it.
That's a fact, because like she said,
that.
there's no communication, there's no like support. So now where do we go, right? We try to go to our people and then they deny us, right? So now we have nowhere to go. So now we have to go out there and go do what we got to do for ourselves.
Exactly.
So what are we gonna do? This is why I'm doing the show. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't care if right now we come up with some shit right now, us four, that when things start regulating and there's certain money and budget, I want to build something that can help all these problems that we have. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
Let's work on something that we can help some people.
legacy,
I want to help.
something.
We in North Carolina and